going on, everybody? It's Key Time coming back with another one to talk about week 2 of the college football season. There are 3 games that I want to get into, and I am going to start doing that right now. The first game, number 3 Texas versus number 10 ranked Michigan. Now, both of these teams, they have good offenses. Last week, Texas put up 52 points on Colorado State, which Colorado State isn't a slouch. So I was surprised by that. And Michigan, they struggled a little bit with Fresno State. As far as Michigan, they cannot struggle with Texas because Texas, they have a dynamic offense. They had the transfer from Alabama, Isaiah Bond. He came and he fits right in that offense very well. And Quinn Ewers, he is going to have another great season like last week. He had a great game last week. They took him out the third quarter, put in Arch Manning. Arch Manning had a good drive going. So I think that in this game, with Texas having the better offense, which this is just their stats from last week, 52 points last week, 26 first downs, third down offense was 50%, fourth down efficiency was 66%. So last week, Texas offense was very efficient. I believe this week the Texas Longhorn offense will be efficient, more efficient than the Michigan Wolverines. Now I'm going to go to the Michigan Wolverines. Their statistics from last week, they scored 30 points. Third down offense was 36%. Got to do better than that. They didn't attempt a fourth down play. But when it comes to Michigan and Texas, I'm going to pick Texas in this game. I just think that Texas is the more dynamic offense, and plus on defense, Texas, they can run amok on defense. They can make it look ugly on defense. They really can. And after week 1, Colorado State is a very good team. Texas, they shut them down. Michigan, they struggled with Fresno State. At the end of the third quarter, it was 13-3 Michigan. So Michigan was struggling with Fresno State. You can't struggle with the Texas Longhorns, and I think Texas will win this game, and it will be by at least 10 points or more. The next game I want to talk about is the Tennessee Volunteers versus the NC State Wolfpack. Now, Tennessee, they have got a really good offense. Last week, they scored 69 points. And also the quarterback, Nicola Alma. I don't want to butcher his name, but Nicola Lamalavea, he had a good game too. And also the running backs, tight ends had a good game. They was playing Chattanooga, so that was going to be a win, an outright win. That's why I didn't cover the game last week. So Tennessee offense, third down offense, 60% last week. Fourth down offense, 100% on fourth down last week. And with the NC State Wolfpack, NC State, they struggled with Old Dominion. How in the world does a Power 5 school struggle with a Group of 5 school, a smaller, I don't know whether Old Dominion is a community college. They got a football team, but why is NC State struggling with Old Dominion? Now, I'm going to tell you, they can't start off slow against Tennessee because Nico Lamalavea, he is going to cut this NC State Wolfpack defense up all the way. And I do mean all the way. I expect Tennessee to come out there and be very efficient on offense, just like they were last week. And NC State, you still got stuff to figure out. You do. You still have stuff to figure out because there is no way that you should be struggling with Old Dominion. You should have beat Old Dominion by at least 35, 40 points. But last week is going to catch up with you this week, NC State, because you are not going to be able to keep in check. You're not going to be able to keep Tennessee in check. You didn't even keep Old Dominion in check. Old Dominion was leading NC State. No, excuse me. Old Dominion, the game was tied between NC State and Old Dominion last week. If you are struggling with the lower ranked teams, if you NC State and struggling with the lower ranked teams, when you get to these high ranked teams and Tennessee is a top 15 team, a top 15 team that's in the top 15, you are going to struggle when it comes to the Tennessee Volunteers. So I got Tennessee winning this game by at least 10 points, if not more. This could be a blowout too. Only way for NC State to win, they got to keep the game close and hope that the Tennessee Volunteers turn the ball over. But do I think that the Volunteers going to turn the ball over? I don't think so. I really don't. So I got Tennessee winning that game by at least 10 points. The last game I want to talk about is the Colorado Buffaloes and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Now, last season, this game was also on everybody's radar because Coach Prime, Shedeur Sanders, they boosted everybody up after that TCU win. Now, this year, we're going to see if you can build off of last year. Now, as far as for the first game, Shedeur Sanders had 445 yards. Also, when it comes to his wide receivers, Jimmy Horn had 198 yards. On the defensive side, Trevor Woods for the Buffaloes, he had 10 tackles last week. Now, as far as the Nebraska Cornhuskers, one thing I can say, their quarterback is a straight up dog. He is that dude, Dylan Raiola. His play is almost like Patrick Mahomes, and I've been looking at it over the last week. He plays just like Patrick Mahomes. And are the Colorado Buffaloes going to be able to generate enough pressure to stop Dylan Raiola and the Nebraska Cornhuskers offense? But before I get into that, I'm going to go down some statistics with the Colorado Buffaloes and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Like I said last week, Colorado won their game versus North Dakota State. They scored 31 points. They were efficient on third down, 7 of 11, 63%. They didn't attempt any fourth down plays. Also, when it comes to turnovers, they turned the ball over once. But when it comes to the Colorado Buffaloes, they have got to improve their run game. I mean, they only had 25 yards rushing. And you're not going to be able to win week in and week out with 25 yards rushing. So, and plus the Colorado defense, when it comes to them, Colorado defense, they have to work on being a sound defense. When you are in a third down situation and it's 3rd and 8, and you get the offense, your opposing offense off the field, do not commit a silly penalty and have the offense, your opposing offense, do not give them a free first down, because it is not going to end well. And that's exactly what they did a lot of times last week, playing against North Dakota State. There were 3 separate occasions where the Buffaloes got it to third down. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, and 3rd and 12. All of those, they got North Dakota State off the field. But here come a boneheaded penalty, roughing the passer, or lined up offsides, or holding. You can't have that if you want to consistently be a top-notch team week in and week out. Now, as far as I'm going to go to the Nebraska Cornhuskers, I just mentioned Dylan Raiola. Dylan Raiola had over 200 yards passing last week. Nebraska scored 40 points last week. Third down efficiency, they were very efficient. 11 of 17 on third down for 64%. They did not attempt a fourth down play. Also, net passing yards, they had 284. They also turned the ball over. They didn't turn the ball over. It was a turnover-free game, zero turnovers. The offense is good. The running game, they have a better run game than the Buffaloes, Colorado Buffaloes. And their turnover ratio is 1. Their turnover ratio is 1. They did have a turnover in last week's game, but they firmly held the game intact. So it didn't hurt them. But you don't want to keep turning the ball over week after week because it's going to catch up with you. So as far as this game is going to be much closer than people think. Nebraska is favored by a touchdown. I think this game, I believe that Nebraska is going to have a good game, but I think that the Colorado Buffaloes are going to go into Nebraska and win this thing. So I got Colorado and Coach Prime winning this thing winning it in an upset by at least a field goal, if not more. Coach Prime is going to beat Nebraska. The Colorado Buffaloes are going to beat Nebraska again. And with that is my prediction for college football week 2. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. And remember, follow Key City Sports on TikTok. And remember, one last thing. Remember, the key is always on time.